Hello everyone, this is Mr. Reimer again. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to update minion behavior or pathing based upon the level variable. So in our last video, we looked at how to change the location, the XY coordinates of items in our game. And so in this one, we're going to be looking at changing the behavior of these two bats in our game. So what we're going to do is we are going to make sure the stop button is pressed there so we can take a look at what our second level is going to look like. And we're going to get right to programming these bats for level 2. So make sure you go to level, go to costumes. Let's activate level 2 so we can take a look at where it is. And we are going to choose a bat, and we're going to give him a little bit of a behavior. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select bat number 2 for now, and I'm going to set him up on a new path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him now patrol this area around this little section of the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop him right here on his new starting point. Make sure I go to code. So before in your game we had the start position, and then we have his sort of his movement, and he kind of moved through all these coordinates. What we need to do is we need to now create a new movement path for him, but we also need to turn off his old movement path. So that's actually not that difficult to do. It's a really easy bit of code. Now, this kind of I'm going to show you a little kind of a weird thing about coding, but it's an important thing. We're not going to get super detailed about this, but I'm going to show you how this works. So we're going to go to our control statements here, and we're just going to add a new if-then statement. And we're basically going to say if the level is greater than 1, we're going to turn off this code. So this will only apply to level 1. So we're going to grab this if-then statement, and we're going to go to our operators and take a look. This one right here at the top, this is our greater than, right? Because it's open to the left. We're going to drag this operator in, this little math equation, and we are going to go to our variables, and we're going to go to level. And so if level is greater than 1, we are going to turn off this code right here. So we're going to go to control and go all the way down. We're going to go to the stop. We're going to drag the stop in there and then just stop this script. So it's going to turn off this block of code. So stop this script stops whatever it's part of right here. So here's something interesting. You got to remember that code actually works entirely linearly. So what happens in the game is he'll glide, 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 and then if level is greater than 1, stop this script. So that means that if you were to change levels in the middle of this right here, what actually happens is he will complete a full cycle of these before he stops the behavior. So what that means is if you want to have a little bit of a cleaner game, like this will still work, but if you want a little bit of a cleaner setup, what you can actually do is just go right click and duplicate, and you can just drop this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Right click and duplicate the one at the bottom, right click and duplicate the one at the bottom, and right click and duplicate the one there, and right click and duplicate this one here. So this is just one way to do it. I'm sure there are other ways. There's probably a better way, but this is the one I know how to do. This just puts the check between each section, and it'll just make it a little cleaner. You don't have to do this, but sometimes that's the best way to do it, just to make sure that he doesn't complete a full cycle. If it's just on like a very short, like back and forth, like this bat is right here, where it's only got 2 sections, you really don't need to do that. But let's go to bat number 1, and let's do the same thing. Let's turn off that script. So if and operators greater than variables level is greater than 1, and we are going to go down here and in our control and stop this script. Okay, so let's double check this. Let's start it up, give it a test. We always of course I died. We always give it a little check before we move on to the next section, just to make sure things are working properly. Okay, so you see they both stopped. So that means that the script is working. I'm actually in this one as well. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to drop it in there. So now we have them stopped in level 2. Now we need to create a new behavior for them in level 2. Now you'll remember that in our level here, we did wait until points equals 4, change level by 1, switch costume to level 2, and then we send out this broadcast. So let's use this broadcast. We used it in our donuts to change their start position. Let's use the broadcast for our bats. So bat number 1 is this one right here. He's now going to patrol this room. So I'm going to put him up in this corner. And let's go to events. When I receive level 2, I'm going to go to this new start position, right? So I'm going to go here. And now we're going to just create a new forever, essentially, patrol path. So going to forever, go here. So this will be my first glide. Go to motion and glide 1 second. Down here, glide 1 second. Go here, glide 1 second, and go back up to here and glide 1 second. So let's try this out. So I'm going to grab this one, grab that one, grab that one, and grab that one. And now this bat now has a new area he's guarding. So let's get bat number 2 working. So stop. Let's go bat number 2. And bat number 2, I'm going to have basically guard this area of the game. So we're going to start him right here. We're going to go to our events. When I receive level 2, motion, I'm going to go to right here. So go to that starting position, and then once again, control. We're going to do that forever patrol, and let's move him around. Move him here. Motion, glide 1 second. Glide 1 second. Glide 1 second. Glide 1 second. Now here's something fun. We can add a maybe a little extra little trick path in here. So let's do this. Let's move him here. We're going to add a little bit, another one. Now normally he'd just continue going around there. What I'm going to do is go glide 1 second down, but this time he's going to go here. It's going to go here. It's going to go down here. It's going to go here. It's going to go here. And go here. And the last spot is he goes back to his starting point right there. So let's give that a try. That's kind of a neat little extra bit of a path. So let's try it out. Grab this one, grab that one, grab that one, grab that one. I'm just going to drop him in here. So he's going around here. Goes down, and this time he goes over here. Goes through there. And back this way. And back on a loop right here. Okay, so that's how you do a different level, so a level 2 or level 3 or however you want to do it. Remember that if you want to add a level 3, you're going to have to add this if level is greater than 2 bit of block into this one as well. So just keep that in mind. If you're doing multiple levels, you have to turn off the previous levels forever statements there. There's different ways to do it, but this is just one of the ways that you can do it. So hopefully that helps with getting your minions working properly. If you don't do it this way and you don't have this turn off, you're going to get all sorts of weird glitches to your movement, which some of you may have already experienced as you've been playing around with this game.